Hello everyone. I hope you all are ready for today's lesson. So if you are watching my video lessons every day, then you know that today we are going to learn can and could's usage, right? So as you know, we are learning modal verbs and we just started yesterday about can, and today we are going to find out the difference between can and could, and we will be using it, and then we're going to have a mini quiz where you are going to identify where we use the possibilities. Okay, so let's see. Hello, your English word. Welcome, Mithilesh. um, Good to see you. And one more thing, if you are not able to watch or participate at this time, I know you all have your own schedules because, you know, everyone's life is very busy, and especially this time, like 4 o'clock in the evening in India, many of you might be busy in some other jobs, or maybe you are in college or university or whatever the things you do, right? That's fine. I mean, you have always this option where you can open the videos and you can watch it and practice with it, right? So मेरा मतलब है कि आप इसके बाद भी देख सकते हैं. अब इस टाइम पे यस इट्स अ लाइव क्लास, बट अगर आप नहीं ज्वाइन कर सकते इस टाइम पे तो आप लेटर ऑन देख लीजिए, सेम ही है. आप पॉज करके, अगर कोई क्विज है तो उसको पॉज करके अपने जो आपका जो आंसर हो वो देखिए, उसको फिर प्ले कर लो. सो उसमें आपकी प्रैक्टिस है, आपने जिस तरह से भी करनी है. इट्स ऑल अप टू यू, राइट? सो लेट्स स्टार्ट द लेसन. And as always, I share the PowerPoint with you. So now I'm going to share the PowerPoint so then you can see and you can practice with me, right? So सबसे पहले तो जो can और could का usage है, वो जो मेन इसमें आ जाता है can और could में, कि कुड जो है वो हम कई बार जो है इनफॉर्मल प्लेसेस में यूज करते हैं, राइट? जब मैं इनफॉर्मल की बात करती हूँ, दैट मीन्स व्हेन यू आर टॉकिंग to in a maybe in a professional situations, or when you are talking to someone who is older than you in a respectful way. So वहाँ पे भी हम जो है could का इस्तेमाल करते हैं. Then also could we use when we giving suggestion to a person or even to a friend or someone else, right? जैसे for example, if your friend wants to buy something, and or if your sister wants to buy something, anything, I mean, and she doesn't have enough money, and then you can suggest her, right? You could ask mom or you could ask the mother, right? She might gonna give you some money, so you could ask, you could talk to someone, right? So that is something like you are suggesting someone to do something, right? So जो है could का इस्तेमाल क्या है, suggestion में भी होता है बहुत ज़्यादा. So अब इसमें जो difference है can और could का, अब can देखो, हम can जो है वो ability को और possibility को represent करता है in a informal way. Now informal when I say, that means कि हम जब अपने से छोटों से बात करते हैं, या अपने घर में ब्रदर सिस्टर से बात करते हैं, या अपने फ्रेंड से बात करते हैं, उसमें हम फॉर्मल नहीं है, राइट? क्योंकि ये जो हमारे रिश्ते हैं वो फॉर्मल नहीं है. अगर मैं अमेरिका में देखूं तो कैन का इस्तेमाल परमिशन के तौर पे भी किया जाता है. जैसे मैंने yesterday I told you कि instead of using may I go, we here in America it's more common to say can I. Okay, so ये भी एक डिफरेंस है इसमें. बाकी जो could है वो क्या है कि past form भी है can की, so it can also show the future possibilities but in a conditional statement, and it's the way to ask very polite questions, or to ask for permission in a more formal way. So अब जो difference आ गया इसका यही difference है कि वो formal है और वो informal है, अगर आप main जो difference इसका देखो तो. So here let me go back and share the slide. Okay, so like could is a suggestion. So we could go for a walk after dinner. Now यहाँ पे ये pretty much same example हमारी can के लिए भी थी. If you watched my yesterday's lesson. So here you can use could or you can use can. But could is more like a respectful way, in other words, right? जिसमें आप है suggestion, can से भी कह सकते हो. You can say we can go for a walk, right? But that is more what? जो है कि आप घर में किसी से बात कर रहे हो या आप अपने से छोटों से बात कर रहे हो, right? So वो है differences का जो है. Then is could we use also for possibility, right? So we could spend time, that money, so we could spend that money on a new refrigerator. So it's like possibility कि अगर हमारे पास पैसे हैं तो हम वो चीज खरीद लेते हैं, right? So like that. So possibility. So I mean again guys, can and could का जो usage है वो बहुत close है. So उसमें आप दोनों को किसी को भी यूज कर सकते हो, बट इतना बस आपका फर्क जो है वो ये है कि वो एक फॉर्मल सिचुएशन है या इनफॉर्मल सिचुएशन है, या आप किसी से अपने से बड़े से बात कर रहे हो, या ऑफिस में आप अपने बॉस से बात कर रहे हो तो आप कैन का इस्तेमाल ज़्यादा नहीं करते, स्पेशली इंडियन कल्चर में. अमेरिका में चलता है, यहाँ पे चलता है, बट जो इंडियन कल्चर में ये है कि आप ज़्यादा रिस्पेक्ट देते हो अपने बॉसेस को, बहुत ज़्यादा रिस्पेक्ट देते हो. यहाँ पे जो कल्चर है वो है कि इक्वालिटी का कल्चर बहुत है यहाँ पे, तो वो उस तरीके से भी थोड़ा सा फर्क है. तो रिक्वेस्ट, could you pass me the salad please plate? Could I use your phone please? Could you bring me that book? Right? So could, it's like again, यहाँ पे अगर मेरे स्टूडेंट हैं वो मुझे कैन भी कह देंगे तो चलता है, बट इंडिया में अगर आप किसी को कैन टीचर को बोलो तो वो नहीं चलता मेरे हिसाब से, एंड यू नो बेटर. सो एबिलिटी इन द पास्ट, राइट? सो आई कुड स्विम इन द पूल व्हेन आई वाज अ चाइल्ड. सो और ये हम बहुत बार कहते हैं, जब मैं छोटा था तो मैं ये करता था, राइट? और यहाँ हम पुरानी बातें करते हैं कई बार कि उस टाइम पे ऐसे होता था, तो उस टाइम पे, और ये तो बहुत ही कॉमन है, यू कुड बाय अ लॉट ऑफ फूड विद 10 रुपीज व्हेन आई वाज अ चाइल्ड, राइट? सो हम कहते हैं कि अच्छा पहले तो इतनी, अब हिंदी में बोलूँ तो महंगाई नहीं होती थी, तो पहले तो हम थोड़े से पैसों में ये ले लेते थे, वो ले लेते थे. तो व्हेन यू यूज दैट, तो ये होता था बैक, राइट? व्हेन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट बैक, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट back then. That means I'm talking about past, right? So past, you could buy a lot of food. So अब again उसमें difference क्या है? can और could में बहुत ज़्यादा difference नहीं है, इस चीज का आप ध्यान रखो. बट ये है कि could जो है ये थोड़ा more respectful way में आता है, right? और दूसरा जो एक difference main है कि could we use when we talk about the ability in the past. आप can नहीं use कर सकते. यहाँ पे मैं नहीं कह सकती I can swim in the pool when I was a child. I have to use this because this could is also a past form of can, right? So I could swim in the pool when I was a child. So you could. You cannot say you can buy a lot of food with 10 rupees when I was a child. That is not a correct way to say, right? Because that's not the correct usage of the word can. So this shows this could is for the past form of can. Okay, so now if you are here, and then today we're going to take this mini quiz. So here I have ability in the past, request, suggestion, and possibility. So if you can look at all these sentences, and by the time I want to see how many of you are here, because when I'm on this screen, I cannot see the chat. So I have to go back and look at the chat. Okay, so here we are. So many of you are here. So let's see if you are participating. Now let's see the first one. And when you answer, please write one. And then I'm not expecting you to write ability in the past or request or suggestion or possibility. If you can just write the first letter, like if you think the number one, the answer choice is ability, then you can say one, then A. And if you think it's a request, then you can say one and then R. If you think it's a suggestion, then you can say one, you can type S, right? One or S, and then one or P. So whatever your answer choice is, that way you can text me like a chat. It's going to be a quick response, right? One more thing. Like one day, my one student's asking me, ma'am, what is typing means? So type, देखो, type क्या है? Typing or writing. When you write on the paper in your notebook with your pen or pencil, right? You write, लिखते हो आप. Now, अब type क्या है? आप type करते हो किस पे? टाइप आप करते हो, फोन पे भी टाइप करते हो, राइट? फोन पे आप लिखते नहीं हो, उसको टाइप करना कहते हैं, टाइप करते हो, राइट? यू डोंट राइट ऑन द फोन, यू टाइप ऑन द फोन, और यू टाइप ऑन द कंप्यूटर, राइट? यू टाइप बिकॉज यू यूज द कीबोर्ड फॉर टाइपिंग. सो वो डिफरेंस है राइट और टाइप में. अगर आपको नहीं पता तो आज से ये डिफरेंस आपको पता होना चाहिए कि राइट मीन्स यू यूज पेन और पेंसिल एंड यू राइट it on a piece of paper, you write it on your notebook, right? But when you type on the keyboard. So you type on phone, keyboard, iPad, whatever the device you have, right? Okay, so I wish you could see yourself in the mirror. ये तो बहुत बार होता है ना, कई बार कि शीशा देख लो पहले, कोई ड्रेसअप हो गया है तो मे बी यू डोंट लाइक अ ड्रेस और मेकअप और समथिंग, तो कहते हैं ना शीशा देख लो. तो व्हाट डू यू थिंक? आई विश यू कुड सी योरसेल्फ इन द मिरर. सो एनीवन, इफ यू वांट टू राइट डाउन योर आंसर हियर इन द chat. So the first one is, I'm going to wait for 3 seconds. Let's see. Okay. So the first one, I wish you could see yourself in the mirror. क्या है ये? Ability है? लगता है ability है? Request है? Suggestion है? और possibility है? So it's a suggestion, right? So if I want to write, if I am at your place and I am here and I'm typing, I will say one and A. So it doesn't matter A is uppercase or the lowercase, but I will say one and then A, okay? So, sorry, not A, I'm sorry. Suggestion. See, we all make mistakes and careless mistakes. Agree? So that's why I always say, please don't be scared. Just take an initiative. And if you are here on this channel and you are practicing with me, don't be scared at all, because that's the first thing I always tell you, to change your attitude and build confidence. Okay, change your mindset also, because if you have a set mindset, जो सेट माइंडसेट होता है कि मैं नहीं कर सकता, मुझे कोई क्या कहेगा, मैं नहीं ग्रो कर सकता, मैं नहीं सीख सकता, मेरे से बोला नहीं जाएगा, आई विल नॉट बी एबल टू स्पीक, आई विल ऑलवेज हैव दीज चैलेंजेस, I don't have someone to practice with me. I mean, all those negative things are just always going on in your mind, and the same messages you are sending to your brain. So that is a fixed mindset. आपने fix किया हुआ है अपने brain में जो messages आप convey करते हो, they are same messages where you keep sending to your brain. And then what's going to happen? Because your brain will listen to you, right? So your brain will become so habitual, and the brain, it's going to keep sending you the same messages. Bounce back hote rahenge wo. Right? It's all a mind game. कहते हैं ना, it's a mind game. That's what it is. It is a mind game. So अगर आप अपने brain को if you have a growth mindset, कि नहीं, I have to take the initiative, I'm a risk taker. रिस्क टेकर में क्या है, अब रिस्क है ना कि अगर मिस्टेक हो भी जाए तो इट्स ओके, इट्स नॉट अ बिग डील, क्या है, पहाड़ गिर गया है नहीं. सो दैट्स व्हाट इट इज. इफ you have a growth mindset, then you can face the challenges. So despite all those challenges, you can grow. Okay, when I'm saying grow, that means growth in all areas, not only in language learning. Okay, now number 2. So let's see, I feel like my chat is still there. Let me go back and set why the chat is not moving. Hello. Is it moving, the chat? Okay. I'm trying to move the screen a little bit. Okay. What's happening? Okay. Stop. Actually, the sidebar on my laptop today is kind of like hiding. There is so much stuff on it. Sorry about this, guys. I will be back. Let me delete all these. The newspapers are showing up on this, and I have to, I don't know what happened. Okay, so I will share the screen once again. What happened? No. Okay, so it's a little weird today. I don't know why the sidebar was. I'm so sorry. See, there are so many people are trying to talk to me, and I was not able to see the chat. I'm so sorry about this disturbance. Hi, Sony, Sushil, Dipesh. Yes, you guys were interacting with me. Which sentence is correct? If you practice, you could speak fearlessly. If you practice, you can speak fearlessly. So if you practice, you could speak fearlessly. If you practice, you can speak fearlessly. Both sentences are correct. Asad Zaman, both are the possibility. That's what I'm saying. कि can और could में बहुत ज़्यादा difference नहीं है. So ये सिर्फ. So I'm going to share my PowerPoint again, and I'm sorry about this. Hello, Sangeeta. I'm so sorry, guys, because my screen was not friendly today with me, and I had to stop sharing with you. But now I'm going to go back and I will open the PowerPoint. Even my PowerPoint disappeared somehow. So I don't know why the Facebook is actually turned on my another screen. Okay, anyways, so let me share my screen with you once again, and then we will talk about it. Okay, yes. So what could he do about it but lose? So what could he do about it but lose more sleep? What could he do about it but lose more sleep? वो उसके बारे में क्या कर सकता है, पर हाँ अपनी नींद ज्यादा वो क्या करेगा, गवाएगा. Okay, how could she blame her sister for her own mistakes? How could she blame her sister for her own mistakes? How could he find out the truth? I never thought I could do it. So anyone, let me go back again on the screen. Sorry about this, guys. I have to share it with you. Okay, so you said number one is suggestion. Yes, no, my first answer was wrong, guys. So that was not the, I accidentally typed A. Okay, so the next one, number two, what could he do about it but lose more sleep? It's a possibility, right? Because we don't know what he could do. So possibility, but lose more sleep, right? कि अब क्या करेगा इसके बारे में, पर हो सकता है वो, ये किस सिचुएशन में आप यूज करते हो कि किसी के साथ कोई कुछ हो गया हो, कुछ थोड़ा सा अच्छा ना हुआ हो, या उसको कुछ डिसअपॉइंट हो किसी चीज की, राइट? तो व्हाट कुड ही डू but lose more sleep, maybe, or maybe he's gonna lose more sleep. You can use that way too. How could she blame her sister for her own mistakes? वो कैसे कर सकती है, उसने अपनी सिस्टर को ब्लेम कर दिया, तो that is ability in the what, past, right? Why, how could she do that, right? So किसी ने कोई काम कर दिया तो हम कहते हैं how could she do that, right? उसने ऐसे कैसे कर दिया. So how could he find out the truth? How could he find out the truth? Okay, the next one. उसको कैसे पता चला? How could he find out the truth? उसको सच्चाई का कैसे पता चला? So that is also ability in the past. I never thought I could do it. I never thought I could do it. मुझे नहीं पता था मैं ये काम कर सकता हूँ या कर सकती हूँ या कर सकती थी. I could do it. So that is also what? I never thought I could do it. So think about it. This is also ability in the past, right? So these are more like ability in the past sentences. Now I'm going to move my next slide. So I have to go back and move the slide. Now, again, I'm going to share it with you. So the doctor thought he could not live. The doctor thought he could not live. So doctor thought he could not live. Now, could you help me decorate the office for Mr. Chauhan's retirement party? So this is what? Request, right? We could say he has excellent taste. How could he punish badly to his children? वो अपने बच्चों के साथ इतनी बुरी तरह से punish कैसे कर सकता है? Could you turn on the fan, Didi? So even if Didi or Bhaiya, someone is elder, like आपसे बड़ा है कोई, आप उसकी respect करते हो, तो उस situations में आप किस तरह से इनको use करते हो? This is all about, okay? Can and could. So again, I'm telling you, can and could में बहुत ज़्यादा difference नहीं है. कैन एंड कुड आप यूज कर सकते हो, बट सिर्फ इतना ध्यान रखो कि कुड जो है वो कैन की पास्ट फॉर्म भी है. एक तो वो डिफरेंस आ गया. दूसरा क्या डिफरेंस आ गया, जो कुड है वो हम ज्यादा कहाँ पे यूज करते हैं, जहां पे हम अपने जैसे प्रोफेशंस में एल्डर्स के साथ, जहां पे हम क्या है वो कहते हैं ना फॉर्मल और इनफॉर्मल, राइट. अब फॉर्मल कहाँ पे हो आप, फॉर्मल कहाँ पे होते हो आप, थिंक अबाउट दिस वर्ड फॉर्मल एंड इनफॉर्मल. सो इनफॉर्मल आप कहाँ पे हो, घर में आप इनफॉर्मल हो, अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ आप इनफॉर्मल हो, राइट, क्योंकि उनके साथ आपका वो आप क्लोज हो उन रिश्तों में. तो फॉर्मल तो आप ऑफिस में आप फॉर्मल हो, अगर आप किसी कॉलेज में या यूनिवर्सिटी में हो, अपने टीचर्स के साथ आपका जो रिलेशनशिप होता है वो फॉर्मल है, राइट. अगेन मैं कह रही हूँ एक कल्चर का भी डिफरेंस होता है. अब जैसे अमेरिका में यस कुड का यूज होता है, बट कैन का भी बहुत यूज होता है, राइट. यस मैं ये नहीं कहती कि कुड का यूज नहीं होता, बट यहाँ पे कैन भी यूज होता है. कैन यहाँ पे ज्यादातर जैसे है वो परमिशन के तौर पे जो है वो हम ज्यादा यूज करते हैं. कैन आई डू दिस, कैन, हाउ कैन, यस लाइक दैट. सो कैन काफी कॉमन है, बट कुड भी चलता है, राइट. बट अगेन कुड और कैन you can use both, you could use both, right, like that. So अगर जैसे मैंने अभी सेंटेंस बोला है, तो you could use can or could in both situations where we talk about what. So as मैंने जैसे आपको पहले भी बताया था, जैसे can का हमने देखा था लास्ट में, तो can में जैसे you can see this here, मैंने लास्ट जो आपको I just want to do the quick review with you so you can remember what we were practicing yesterday. So for example here, जो मैंने आपको दिखाया था, yes, like can for example ability, right. तो I can speak 5 languages, और यहाँ पे आप ये भी कह सकते हो I could speak 5 languages, वो तो सेम ही है, कोई फर्क नहीं आएगा इसमें. सेम थिंग यहाँ पे है, express the possibility, we can eat dessert after dinner, or we can say we could eat dessert after dinner. ये सेम आ गया, कोई फर्क नहीं आएगा इसमें. So आप both, you can use both. कोई, मैं इसीलिए आपको बार बार रिपीट कर रही हूं कि कोई फर्क नहीं है इसमें, ज्यादा फर्क नहीं है कैन और कुड में. यू कैन यूज बोथ. सो हियर यू कैन यूज वी कुड गो फॉर वेकेशन नेक्स्ट समर, यू कैन से दैट टू, राइट. यू कुड इजिली गेट इंजर्ड, यू कैन से दैट टू. यू कैन और कुड सेम आ गया, राइट. अलाउ और परमिशन, he could borrow my laptop, you can say that too, you don't have to say can. So now can और could कोई भी यूज हो सकता है यहाँ पे भी. परमिशन और पॉसिबिलिटी में she can do her homework, she could do her work, she couldn't use the computer without the internet. So यहाँ पे आप नेगेटिव में भी यूज कर सकते हो can't और couldn't, right. So सेम होता है यूज, सो आपकी चॉइस है. बट हाँ, कुड का जो एक यूज है वो यही है कि कैन की पास्ट फॉर्म है. अगर आप पास्ट की बात कर रहे हो, जैसे कि अभी हमने एक वो सेंटेंस पढ़ा था कि यू कुड बाय अ लॉट ऑफ फूड विद 10 rupees, राइट, व्हेन आई वाज अ लिटिल गर्ल, एंड दैट्स ट्रू, राइट. तो पैसे की वैल्यू जिस तरह से हम पुरानी अगर कोई बात करते हैं, तो सो आई कुड यूज आई कुड व्हाट यू से आई कुड स्विम इन कैनाल होती जो जैसे इसको कहते हो नॉट रिवर, रिवर से छोटी होती है, उसको हिंदी में नहर कहते हैं शायद, जो रिवर नहीं, जो दरिया है उससे बहुत छोटी होती, तो उनको कहते हैं कैनाल। तो उसमें राइट, तो दैट वाज द एबिलिटी इन द पास्ट, राइट। सो वो फर्क है इन दोनों में, जो मेन फर्क है। सो दो फर्क है, एक क्या है, कैन की पास्ट फॉर्म है। सो अगर आप पास्ट की बात कर रहे हो तो आप कैन नहीं लगाओगे, कुड ही लगाओगे। दूसरा क्या है कि कुड हम इनफॉर्मल सिचुएशंस में यूज करते हैं, जहां पे कि कोई आपका बॉस से बात कर रहे हो, आप कहीं किसी इंटरव्यू में हो, राइट। सो आप किसी, स्पेशली इन इंडिया, आप किसी ऑफिस में आपने अपना काम करवाना है, तो सो और या आप किसी अपने टीचर से बात कर रहे हो, मतलब जहां पे आप फ्रेंडली नहीं हो, इन अदर वर्ड्स, वहां पे आप कुड का यूज करोगे, तो वो ज्यादा जो है वो पोलाइट, ज्यादा पोलाइट और रिस्पेक्टफुल वो जो माना जाता है, एक तरह से कह लो वर्ड, राइट। सो ये, बट आप यूज कर सकते हो, सो ये ऑप्शन है आपके पास, राइट। रिक्वेस्ट, सो रिक्वेस्ट में ज्यादातर कैन ही हम यूज करते हैं। अगेन कुड का भी यूज हो सकता है, राइट। कुड यू प्रिपेयर द प्रेजेंटेशन फॉर द मीटिंग। अब स्पेशली अगर आपका कोई बॉस है आपके साथ, और या कोई आपसे थोड़े से बड़े लेवल पे है, हायर लेवल पे है आपकी पोजीशन से, तो अगेन डिपेंड करता है आपका उसके साथ रिलेशन क्या है। बहुत ज्यादा फ्रेंडली है आप कैन भी कह सकते हो, अगर ज्यादा नहीं फ्रेंडली तो आप कुड कह दो, राइट। सो अगेन वो ज्यादा अगेन डिफरेंस नहीं है, राइट। सो आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड, इसमें कोई इतनी ज्यादा कंफ्यूजन नहीं है कैन और कुड में, ठीक है। सो दिस इज लाइक अ वेरी easy lesson. I don't think so there was any problem in this lesson, because जो भी यूसेज हैं वो बड़े सिंपल हैं इसके। सो सबसे जो मेन, अगर इफ यू आर टेकिंग नोट्स तो लिख लो कि डिफरेंस बिटवीन कैन एंड कुड, ओके। जो सो कैन एंड कुड सजेशंस में यूज होता है, पॉसिबिलिटीज में यूज होता है, राइट। अब जो कैन है वो परमिशंस में भी यूज होता है। परमिशन में तो मे बहुत यूज होता है इंडियन कल्चर के हिसाब से, अगर मैं बात करूं, राइट। मे कहते हो आप, क्योंकि मे में वो ज्यादा है। अब tomorrow we might gonna talk may, might, must, ये कुछ model verbs हैं जो like we use all the time, right? And you need to know the difference and how to use it. And can तो बहुत, can तो questions में भी कितना हम use करते हैं, can you do it, can you do it for me। और ये घर में तो सारा दिन can चलता है, can, right। so अगर आप इंग्लिश में बात करते हो तो okay. And you English word, the problem is when I am on a platform where the students are from all English levels, and there are students, they do not understand 100% English, and they expect me to speak sometime in Hindi too. That's the reason this channel is bilingual, but I don't use Hindi a lot. But yes, sometimes I use it as a support, but not translating everything in Hindi. So again, I just want to make sure that whatever I am saying or whatever I'm trying to teach, the students from all proficiency levels can understand and can can understand and can use the valuable lesson and practice with it. Okay, that's my purpose. I hope you all please be kind to others too, the ones those they are not at your level, right? Because you Some of you think you are at the beginner's level. Some of you think you might be lower intermediate or upper intermediate. I mean, you guys all have your own self-determined levels. I don't know who assess your levels, but you sometimes tell me, ma'am, I'm on beginner level or this level or that level. But anyways, the point is like, yeah, I understand. Many of you actually understand most of the English sentences when I talk, my conversation, not conversation, because I heard this word from many YouTubers, conversation nahi hota hai, it's a conversation, sation, SATION. Okay, so इसमें कोई British English या American English का कोई difference नहीं है. It's a correct pronunciation is conversation. Okay, so I know you understand, most of you understand English, but sometimes some students get a little confused with my words, some of the words or the vocabulary I use. So that's why I just want to make sure that everyone is getting it. Okay, so then next week, I am going to teach you the English learning strategies, and especially for your spoken English, your oral language, right? Oral language. Right? So, because you need to learn some of the strategies. Grammar, yes, again, I'm telling you, grammar is a part of the language, but try to learn the grammar definitions and then learn grammar in the context. So when I say in the context, that means learn grammar through reading, through discussion, through writing, right? So practice your grammar skills with the speaking. So that could happen only if you interact and if you become inquirer. And when I say inquirer, I am not talking about asking like just when I say inquirer, please don't take me wrong, but inquirer means looking at the big picture when we read something or like dive in deep about what the message is in the reading or in the information, instead of just getting stuck with the verb all the time, verb forms, like verb usage all the time, because that's what I notice when I teach something. Students like something, ma'am, is this an adjective or ye? I mean, you miss the big picture and you just get stuck with sometime with some of the words. I mean, it's not bad, but it's very common in students, what I have noticed, which is not common here when we teach English. I'm not saying don't ask it if you have a doubt, but my point is spend more time in understanding and grabbing the big picture about the reading, right? Or whatever the information we are learning. Then these minor things automatically, you will learn automatically. Then you don't need to pinpointing each, like if this is a this is an adjective in this word, or this is an this is what you say, I don't know, preposition or prepositional phrase or this like that, then you don't need to learn that way, because then you will have that understanding that you will figure it out by yourself without any help. And when whatever I'm telling you, I am telling you based on my personal experience, my learning experience. Why? Because again, you know that I was born and raised in India. My education is from India, right? I did my PhD in education from India. So a lot of education from India, right? So, and learn, and same thing, and learn grammar throughout my like my schooling, my college, my university, all right, but still had so much confusion with grammar skills. But when I came here, I never learned grammar the way I used to learn in India. So then I learned, oh, really, I don't need to know this. I need to know this. I just need to know the definitions. I just need to know the key points in the parts of speech and the tenses, everything, just the key points कि उसमें क्या है और क्या डिफरेंस है, उनको मुझे मेमोराइज नहीं करना, कुछ अंडरस्टैंड करना है. तो then you can learn everything within the, again, context, text जब मैं कहती हूँ तो I talk about reading means stories, poems, articles, all kind of readings, right? चाहे वो आपकी सब्जेक्ट्स में रीडिंग है, साइंस है, सोशल स्टडी है, your physics, chemistry, bio, right? Any subject you have. So language is involved, English language, or even if you are learning all those contents in your first language, right? For example, if Marathi is your language, or if Tamil is your language, or if Hindi is your language, you are learning all those subjects like in your regional language, in your native language, then it's English is involved in every subject, right? Even in math, there is so much language, sorry, not English, language. So there is so much language, right? Even if you are, if you have a math and your math is in Hindi or in your language, then think about it. There is so much language involved in math also, right? Yes, math is about numbers, calculations, but language is involved there too, right? So वो सारी ही जो language है, when you are learning through that, then you don't need to pay attention on these itsy bitsy teeny tiny things. Okay, so itsy bitsy teeny tiny means बहुत छोटी छोटी चीजों के ऊपर आपको ध्यान देने की फिर जरूरत नहीं पड़ती. You don't need to spend so much time and energy on just learning grammar, memorizing parts of speech or memorizing tenses. You don't need to do that. Then all these modal verbs or this and that, you might not even remember the names of these things because, for example, if I'm going to go and ask my students here in America, do you know what the modal verbs are? They're not going to tell you. What? They're going to say, what? I don't know. But what they use all the time, right? They know where to use it, but they don't know the names for these things. And they don't need to, because when you know it, right? Yes, for your exam, if you are a student and you have exams, and for those purposes, you might need to know for that, right? But I never saw these kind of questions in here in English. Even when we have grammar exams, I never noticed that they are asking the question like, is this a modal verb or is this, I never saw that kind of a question, right? So anyways, but I mean, I understand that you are learning English as a second language or as a foreign language, and then even your questions are based on like a lot of they are asking you if this is a noun or a common noun or a proper noun. Yes, we do have these kind of questions in exams sometimes, but not, the focus is not on grammar all the time. Again, it's like it's a part of the language. Again, I'm saying it's a part of the language, but it's not everything, right? So that's what you also need to change your mindset about language learning, because language में बहुत कुछ और है जो, if you learn that way, then no one can stop you from what? From writing in the language, and speaking in the language, because you need all those domains also. That means you need all those skills also. It's not only grammar or tenses. Okay, English is not only about grammar and tenses. That's my point. So I hope you I'm not expecting you to be agree with me 100%, but again, if I'm telling you something, that is only because I have exposure from both countries. That's the plus point, right? Because if I am just like, for example, if something, my daughter, for example, she's grew up here or born here, and her experiences are very different than my experiences, right? Because she never learned another language. Yes, Hindi little bit can speak, but not sailed in the same boat, right? Because experience हर एक का अपना है, और जो मेरा experience है वो दोनों countries से है, right? From both countries, because born in India, living here from almost now 3 decades, so, and then not just living in education system, right? So वो फर्क है. So then I can compare and contrast, right, both countries' education system. That's what I'm talking about. When I compare the education, learning style, the way we teach in India or here, I can compare both, because I was teaching in India, I taught in school, I taught in college, I taught in university when I was doing my PhD. So I can relate to both places, right? So same thing is here. So I have that experience where I can see what are the strengths in Indian education system and the strengths in American education system, or the weaknesses in Indian education system, or the weaknesses in American education system, right? So that's why I'm saying, please spend less time on skills that you are learning in isolation. Learn, because when you learn the language, everything is embedded. When I say embedded, वो एक दूसरे के साथ बिल्कुल मिक्स्ड हैं, आप उनको अलग नहीं कर सकते, राइट? सो उस तरीके से आप प्लीज कोशिश करो, थोड़ा माइंड सेट अपना चेंज करो कि मुझे लैंग्वेज किस तरह से सीखनी है, और बिल्कुल सक्सेस मिलेगी. और जो जो सबसे जो बिगेस्ट पार्ट इज हाउ यू थिंक. थिंकिंग पे बहुत ज़्यादा डिपेंड करता है. So if you have a growth mindset again, and you are not scared, you are not worried about other people, what people gonna say, what people gonna say about your pronunciation, or what people gonna say, talk about your accent, or people gonna say about your mistakes. If you're gonna be worried about people, then very little chances to grow. So get rid of all those fears. डर सब खत्म करो अपने. Yes, bullies, you will find bullies everywhere. ये नहीं है bullies कोई, don't think कि bullies are only in India, or bullies are maybe just in your surroundings or in your friend circle or at home. No, it's everywhere, in every situation, because people are same. Doesn't matter what language they speak, human minds are same. वो सोचते, jealousy, anger, love, care, right? All these characteristics are everywhere. उसमें कोई culture का या language का difference नहीं होता. You find these kind of people in every culture, in every workplace. हर जगह सब चलता है, सब कुछ है. तो प्लीज लोगों के बारे में सोचना बंद कर दो. ओके, कि असेंबली Assembly mean? Assemble का क्या मतलब होता है? Tell me, Abdul, what is assemble means? Assemble करना किसी चीज को. What is assemble means? Tell me. Assemble. Assemble क्या है? इकट्ठा करना किसी चीज को. Assemble करना. Okay. So when you assemble, you use this word in many different situations. अब मैं अगर कहूँ furniture for example, and now I don't know about India, but here in America, there are so many things we get when we order something, and we get in pieces, and then we assemble it, right? We assemble it. That means what? We put it together. So assembly. Now, when we say assembly, voting system is assembly. You mean in assembly में ये हुआ इंडिया के yeah, what is assemble means? इकट्ठे होना, इकट्ठा करना. Assembly means जो इकट्ठे हुए. Assemble means इकट्ठे. Yes, assembly में वो assembly जो है वो सारे जो क्या कहते हैं उसको politicians हैं वो सब एक जगह इकट्ठे होते हैं ना assembly में. That's what it is. Voting system में assembly. असेंबली तो मुझे पता है असेंबली में ये हुआ, असेंबली में आज असेंबली में ये हुआ. इंडिया की बात भी करूं तो yes, yeah, assemble. It's not about people only. Assemble is, we don't use assemble only for people. We use assemble means इकट्ठा करना किसी चीज को भी. So जहां पे भी कुछ इकट्ठे हो गया, कोई इकट्ठे हो गई, कोई चीज इकट्ठी हो गई, वो assemble है. अब फर्नीचर की जैसे बात करें तो वो assemble the furniture, right? Because for example, अगर ये desk है तो when I ordered this desk, it came in pieces, right? There were so many pieces, but then we assembled it. We put it together. So in other words, put it together, right? So assemble में, and when we are talking about assembly, वो assembly जो political system में है, the all politicians are together. Yes, assembled. This assembled. A morning assembly, school में भी assembly होती थी, I remember, right? Assembly क्या है? Assembly में सारे इकट्ठे होना, right? Okay, so yes, your English word. A lot of people get together, that's called assemble. Yeah, but not only for people, we use assemble for many other different things when you put it together. So in other words, assemble means put it together. Okay. Okay, what is standardization? What is standard means? Standard. What is standard? Yeah, standardization means कि जो standard set किए गए हैं, जो curriculum set किया गया है, उसके ऊपर based जो है standardized test होते हैं. Standardized mean based on the standards. अब स्टैंडर्ड्स में जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अगर मैं कहूँ कि 10th ग्रेड में स्टैंडर्ड है कि आपको कंपेयर एंड कंट्रास्ट का पता होना चाहिए, यू नो हाउ टू सिंथेसाइज द टेक्स्ट, और यू शुड नो ऑल द टेंसेस, राइट, समथिंग लाइक, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू वन एग्जांपल. तो वो एक स्टैंडर्ड सेट हो गए कि ये स्टैंडर्ड हैं इस ग्रेड के, तो वो स्टैंडर्ड, उसके ऊपर जो अगर आपको कोई एग्जाम आता है तो दैट इज योर स्टैंडर्डाइज्ड एग्जाम. ओके, स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन बेस्ड ऑन द स्टैंडर्ड्स. ओके, ओके गाइस, we are assembled to learn English. Yes, we all are assembled here. And now, okay, Abdul Bakhtiawar, please stop this now. I have to leave and I'm getting late. Okay. And see, these are the words what you are asking me here in isolation vocabulary. If you make a habit to read a lot, you don't need to ask them, because you will be learning so much through reading. When you make a reading your friend, then you don't need to ask these kind of vocabulary questions. Collect for assembly. Yeah, collect. Collect is not the right word when we talk about people. We don't collect people, okay? We collect the things, okay? We don't collect people. Please collect the people. No, we don't use collect, okay? Assemble. We collect the things. I can collect all my pencils. I can collect all the children can collect all their toys, right? Please collect your toys and put the toys away. We can use the collection, right? Collection. You collect your jewelry, you collect your clothes, right? इकट्ठे करना. Assembly और collection में फर्क है. Okay, guys, I have to leave now, and I will see you tomorrow. And we're going to talk about may, might, and maybe more model verbs. And then we're going to finish. I want to finish all these model verbs by Friday, because next week I have my other plans to teach you some different lessons, not grammar next week. Okay. I need a break from grammar. Okay. Have a wonderful evening and stay blessed. Bye, everyone.